Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my very first update in my non-makeup project pan, which is a project pan that I kicked off in November of 2022, just to have as an avenue to use up some of my non-makeup beauty products. These are things that have been in my collection for quite some time, things I need to kind of work through and maybe create a little bit of a urgency to do so, and yet I wasn't doing it naturally. So having a dedicated project pan to focus on these and to keep myself accountable on these products just made total sense for me. I am aiming to do this project for about 6 months, but I may end up actually extending it beyond that depending on kind of how things are going. I do update this project every 2 months, and it is a rolling style project where I'm focusing on just 5 products from my collection. So let's hop on into the progress that I've made on the top 5 products that I kicked off the project pan with. The first item being a lip balm. This one is from Catrice. This is the Lip Coconut Balm. I got this in PR from Catrice, I think in 2020, but it may have been 2019. I honestly don't remember with this one, but in any case, it is far too old. It is most definitely my least favorite lip balm formula that I have in my life, and it is one of my least favorites just in general, and yet I couldn't part with it. So I've been working my way through it, and there's very little remaining in here now. This part right here is actually the plastic component, so that only like half of what you're seeing here is actually usable product, like right there. That's all that's actually usable within here. And with most lip products and other lip balm formulas from my collection, I generally do dig down into them, but this one I just don't think I'm gonna do that with. I think I'm gonna use this until it's flush. And so next update, most definitely it will be empty. If I decide to dig in it, then I'll let you know in my next update of this project pan. But as it stands, because this is just something I don't really enjoy that much, I don't think that I want to do that. And that is weird for me because generally I do always do that with all of my lip products. But yeah, this is just not a fave. It's not a fave. It leaves like a slightly white cast on my lips. It isn't the most hydrating. While it does do its job all right, I just don't find that this is something that really repairs the lips versus just creating like a slight hydrating barrier. So yeah, anyways, talked about that way too at length. I have made amazing progress so far though. And I do have some markings, and I'll share with you what that looks like in a picture here. I believe I've used like over an inch or just about an inch of product. So next update, yeah, this will be gone. Most definitely. I kind of wish that it had been done for today, but that is a-okay. The next product is also one that is incredibly old. It's my Kopari Starry Eye Balm. This is an item that I've had in my life for years, and I have really enjoyed it throughout this time that I've had it in my collection. I do use it relatively regularly, and I want to finish it off because of its age and just to have this nice empty pan. This is a product that I have made decent progress on since my last update. I'll share with you the comparison photos of what it looked like when I introduced it versus today. And I do really feel like I have made some notable progress on this, which is great. I do foresee this taking me into probably the 3rd update of this project pan to actually complete it, and I'm fine with that. I have been using it really consistently, not every single day because I'm a little bit lazy and sometimes I do just often forget about it. But I have been reaching for it multiple times a week as a part of my evening time skincare routine on the eye area, up onto my brow bone, everywhere. I really enjoy this. I find it really nourishing, and it just leaves my eye area looking a lot more smooth in the morning as well by having that nourishment. So yeah, really enjoying reaching for this and seeing so much consistent progress as well. Another product I wish wasn't empty, and honestly probably could have been if I had just done a tiny bit more consistent work on it, but regardless, it will be done for my next update. It is my Kate Somerville Daily Deflector Mineral Sunscreen. This is a SPF 40 PA+++++. This is a mineral sunscreen, and in a traditional mineral sunscreen kind of fashion, it does create a little bit of a white cast. It can create a little bit of dryness on the skin, but I decided to use it at this time of year because I'm at my most fair, and so the white cast is not as apparent. but it can create a little bit of dryness, a little bit of texture. Sometimes makeup doesn't look super smooth on it. So whenever I reach for this, I use a tinted moisturizer on top of it instead of a foundation, which tinted moisturizer is generally my preference anyways, but I need to have something quite hydrating in combination with this product. I have made really great progress on it though. As you can see, it is very, very slim. There's really little left, and I marked it at about this point. So you can see I've made significant progress since I rolled it into the project pan. I have not used this as my exclusive standalone sunscreen. I just use this several times a week to ensure that it is getting reached for. The expiration on this is April of 2023, and it will most definitely be done for my next update, which will be in March. I'm going to use everything that I can from the pump component until I can't pump it anymore, and then I am actually going to cut into it and use every last possible bit of it just because I love having clean, empty packaging. Overall, I'm really, really happy with the amount of progress that I was able to make on this, but kind of wish it wasn't empty for today's update, but most definitely guaranteed that will be an empty next update. And then my next focus product, I haven't yet marked, but maybe we could do that together. This is the Versed Baby Cheeks All-in-One Hydrating Milk. This is a product that can really be truly kind of multi-purposed. You can use it as a makeup remover, kind of like a micellar water. You can use it as a toner. It does offer a little bit of a moisturizing, nourishing kind of quality. Never feels stripping, and it doesn't leave your eyes like with this soapy kind of residue. I had not used this very much, even though I had had it open for about 10 months time. So this was my initial marking here, and while you can't see where I'm at right now, it is really hard to see. If I take this out, I can see a little bit better, and I'll share with you where I'm at. I'm at this point right here, so I should just mark that. It's just above where the V is in Versed. So I put the lid back on just because it seems so risky to have that open. I'm most definitely going to spill it because I'm very, very clumsy. But I have made quite a huge leap in the amount of product. So this is great momentum. Most definitely for my next update, I will be very, very close to empty with this. Otherwise, I will be done. Maybe if I just use it a little bit more, I just amp up my usage a tiny, tiny bit more, then I should be able to have this done in that March update, which is great. It will be just over a year after opening. Actually, right now, I think it's about a year's time that I've had this open. And so, yeah, it would feel really nice to not have this lingering for forever. I've been using it very, very regularly. In fact, I use it sometimes multiple times a day. Sometimes I'll use it in the morning after I just kind of rinse my face. I'll kind of use this as a second cleanse toning sort of situation. And then even when I'm doing my makeup, sometimes if I have some fallout from my eyeshadow, I'll use it to wipe things up. Even in the evening time after I've washed my face, if I have a little bit of mascara that is still kind of remaining around my eye area, I'll use it to get everything off before I finish off my skincare for the evening. So it has become something that I found many, many uses for, and I have thoroughly enjoyed. And yeah, it feels great to finally have a purpose for this in my routine and to see progress happening. And the fifth product that I have been working on was a face mask. It is the Derma E Vitamin C Instant Radiance Citrus Facial Peel. I wanted to use this up because the expiration date on this is actually set to January 2023, so right now, and I wanted to use it up in advance of that. And I did finish it off in the very first week of January, which is great. So it is empty. I just needed to use this about once a week. Some weeks I think I ended up actually not remembering to reach for it or just not really finding the time to reach for it. But the last time I used it, there was just a tiny bit extra, but not enough for another use. So I put it like down my neck, and actually, I wish that I had been doing that all the time because I really felt like the lines on my neck didn't seem as pronounced. As weird as that is. Really nice on the face as well. I put it on after I washed my face in the evening. I would put it on and then hop in the shower, and it just felt really good. It really, really felt nice. It was a weird texture. It definitely was kind of chunky, not the most smooth sort of mask, but I did enjoy reaching for it. I did receive this in PR from Derma E long ago, so I'm happy that I finally worked my way through it. Definitely not something that I'm looking to repurchase just because I don't really find myself making time for using face masks all that often, But while I had it and while I was prioritizing it, I'm happy that I used it, especially in advance of that expiration point. So I am going to be replacing this product with another Derma E item that I did receive in PR several years ago as well. And what will be replacing it is these Derma E Ferulic Acid Resurfacing Pads. I probably definitely said that word incorrectly, but we're just gonna roll with it. These are pre-soaked kind of exfoliating pads, and I just don't use them. I don't use them, and I've had them for quite some time. It's kind of hard for you to gauge how much I've used, but I've probably used a collective 10 pads in the entire time that I've had this, and this has 50. So you can see there is a little bit of space at the top, but really, really not that much. I want to use these 1 to 2 times a week. I generally don't think that I will reach for them any more than that, even though you can technically use them 3 to 5 times a week. I've just never had this be a part of my routine, so to aim to use them 1 to 2 is plenty for me. I've also really simplified the products in my skincare routine as of late, so this is something that is a little bit of an extra sort of step. But in order to see if this actually does anything, I do need to be pretty consistent with it. And this does have an expiration date, but it is worn off. So I can see on the end it says 2023, but in between, I don't know. I believe that is a V. I recall it saying November previously, so I think that's a V. So it just said Nov 23, I think. I don't know for sure, but most definitely I want to finish this well in advance of that. There's about probably 40 pads in here, and if I use them 1 to 2 times a week, then that should only take me 20 to 40 weeks, and that would take me through till close to the very end of this year. So I don't think that this is something that I can finish in this project should I wrap it up in May, but I want to make sure that I am making really good progress on these. I don't feel like tracking this and like letting you know how many of the pads I've used, but we can kind of just try to keep an eye on where they're at. If I look through the package, it's about here. It's just underneath where that purple line is. And so for my next update, if I can be, you know, making a little bit of a leap in some capacity, that will be grand, because this is something that I just have not used much at all. So that is everything for the first update of my non-makeup project pan. I'm really happy to have hit my goal on one item and to work one thing out of my life, but next update should be even more successful, at least with 2 goals being hit, if not more. So yeah, that is absolutely everything. This is such a fun way to work through some of my non-makeup products and to share with you some items in my collection that may not otherwise get featured on my channel. If you have an excess of beauty products in any sort of capacity, I do recommend doing something like this, because as soon as I decided I was going to prioritize all of these products, they did become much more regular and consistent parts of my routine, and that is the ultimate goal. I want to get use out of what I own. So thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!